Ronell Nolan, President, CEO, Health Agents for America, coming to you live this Monday from our beautiful Baton Rouge office. A lot of things that I want to share with you, a lot of politics going on. I'm excited about our ledge team as I keep going on about and our legislative liaisons and bills that we're finding out about. And very interesting for those that are licensed in Louisiana or are members and agents from Louisiana. There's a power struggle going on. And there's a power struggle between the governor and the commissioner of insurance. Last Wednesday, there were a couple of bills that I personally testified against because it gave the commissioner of insurance full reign, full power to adjust rates without any actuarial value. It was very crazy. The governor came and it was his bill, so he testified. So there was a lot of pomp and circumstance to get the governor there. And the commissioner actually testified against it. And I testified against it, and I, got a letter from Dicer's Law to make sure that I wasn't, thinking crazy, and I read the bill correctly. And absolutely, the bill gave, the commissioner too much power. Now, we've said this over and over and over, year after year. You might not have a problem with this particular commissioner, but the next, commissioner could use that power against and in a bad way. So a lot of things happening in Louisiana. So watch what's going on. Watch the politics. Watch what happens. It's very interesting. It was interesting to see all the House insurance, almost all, except for about 3 or 4, vote with the governor. Democrat, Republican, didn't matter. So that was very telling. So this year is going to be exciting in Louisiana. Thank you, Bridget Gilbert, for doing such a wonderful job in Louisiana. Our other ledge team are watching some important bills. There's one out of, I'm not going to tell you what state, but it's in the Monday Morning News because I don't remember the state. It was either Pennsylvania or Ohio, but it gave small businesses a tax credit if they wrote an ICRA. So definitely promoting ICRAs. Now, I always look at the fiscal note because I'm like, okay, how are you going to pay for this? And it looked like they were saying that it was not going to cost anything. I could have read it wrong. I probably need to read it again. But our ledge team is definitely on that. And if you look in the legislative corner, if you are interested in ICRAs, take a look. Because ICRAs have been very, people have been interested in ICRAs. We'll have an ICRA presentation at the summit. So excited about that. Also, I wanted to talk about the Medicare FFM new update. As we all know, those who have had a person who went from the FFM to a Medicare, that the feds gave us different answers every day. One day it was to cancel it the day of, one was the day after, one was the day before. Well, now you can actually do that on the FFM application. Now, if you have any bugs, please let me know. I did personally have a bug yesterday, or not yesterday, I had to work yesterday, last week, sorry. And the person was going to have a new plan starting May 1st, but I made the change, 4/18 to be exact, 4/18, and it wouldn't go through, said they had to do a 3-way. So I sent it to CMS and said, okay, I did one that was fine because it was done several months in advance, but this one done the same month would not allow me to make that change. And supposedly, if you're the writing agent, the current agent, you can make that change without making a 3-way. If you were a new person to touch the application, you're supposed to make a 3-way call. Now, I have not received an update nor a call or anything on how I should handle that. So please let me know if there's anything we need to report to CMS. We had an amazing Education Thursday by Tony Merwin, a HAFA presidential board member, about the final rules of Medicare. And he was excited to say there wasn't much that hurt agents and brokers, but absolutely there were some things that we wanted to talk about. Again, the face-to-face will be June 25th, that Wednesday. We will also be taking Louisiana and Georgia delegates that entire week to make Hill visits. So that information is coming, just save the date. The face-to-face will be at their office in Washington, D.C., and we will have a dinner that night with CMS at L'Oreal Plaza, one of my favorite Mexican restaurants. In a week, next Monday, we were going to the Hill with Texas and Michigan. So I'm getting all those appointments finalized. I'm excited that we're meeting with Dean. I'm excited that we're meeting with Peter Nelson, with Senator Cruz. We've got back-to-back meetings. So excited about that. If you're on social media, follow us. You'll see the updated pictures as we meet with every office. So very excited about that. I love when I can't read my writing. CMS has said that due to the fact that they've amended the definition of lawfully present, that they expect between 750,000 and 2 million to be removed from the enrollment rolls. So that's an interesting statistics to know about. And then finally, I want to talk about the summit. Amazing. You need to make sure that you go ahead and register, because I will have to cut the registrations off. There's no doubt. We're almost to the limit of the room at this point. We might have room for a couple of more sponsors. We're full with speakers. That is, that's full and very exciting. I'm just excited about the whole thing, and I know you're going to love it. So please go ahead, book your room. The block is gonna be gone, I promise. It's at the historic Hotel Monteleon, where they have the carousel bar that twirls while you're sitting there drinking. It's not fast. I'm not gonna scare you. It's just a slow turn that's very interesting, and people love to just sit there and have a cocktail at some point, not during the summit, of course, but this summit is going to blow you away. I'm really, really, really excited. I always say that, and I always try to, up the excitement, and this one I think is going to be the best yet, and I'm not sure how I'm going to up this one. But if you have any issues whatsoever, you need to tell me. I need to know. If you're receiving the Spanish version, as you also are receiving the English, and you do not want to receive the Spanish, please opt out. That's important for me to know. We send that to Texas and Florida agents, because that's where our Spanish agents are mainly located, and it's really too hard for the staff to pull out those that only speak Spanish. So if you'll just give me a little bit of grace and just opt out if you would not like to have it. But I would say, if you have any problems, call me. If you need anything, text me, email me. I'm here. Excited about next week. But have a wonderful week. I hope you do good things. I know you do good things. Sending you much love. Until next week, Ronell Nolan.